Hey, welcome back. If you follow the channel much, you know that I'm mostly a handgun guy. Not for any particular reason, just that I've always spent more time with handguns than long guns, and we humans do love our comfort zones. But the pistol caliber carbine has always been something very interesting to me. Kind of a nice crossover. They're great because you can share ammo between your long gun and your handgun, and they almost always maximize the power and the accuracy of that ammo. And many states now do allow hunting with a straight-walled pistol caliber, at least to some degree. Home defense is another area where a carbine can play a major role. But when talking about the Henry carbine, there's a bit of magic that gets added in. So I took a look at the Henry Big Boy brass carbine in .357 Magnum, and it's a stunning piece of hardware, and it evokes images of an America that existed a century and a half ago. Even for someone like me, shooting the Henry carbine is almost a natural instinct. I don't shoot lever guns much, but when I do, I find them to be the most intuitive type of action to adapt to. And this might just be because we've seen them operated on the big and small screens for so many years. But it's also because it's a simple and logical type of action. This particular Henry model is the Big Boy brass sidegate carbine, and again chambered for .357 Magnum and .38 Special. I thought this would be really a fun gun to test and review, and I was right. There's just nothing quite as fun as operating a smooth lever action gun.
Okay, range time with the Henry Big Boy carbine, .357 Magnum. I'm going to start out shooting some .38 Special.
Okay, first let's look at the basic specs of the gun. The barrel is 16.5 inches long, it's octagon, and it's blued steel. The overall length of the carbine is 35 inches with a length of pull of 14 inches. The receiver is polished and hardened brass, as is the butt plate. The rear sight is an adjustable semi-buckhorn style sight that fits the style of the gun really well, and it has a diamond insert that helps aiming. The front sight is a blued steel blade with a nice brass bead insert. The carbine is drilled and tapped for scope mounts. That's type BB RSM, for those of you interested in that. The stocks are made from American walnut with a nice rich finish. And as the name implies, the gun has a side-loading gate, as well as the tube magazine. It's stated to hold 7 rounds, but I easily got 8 rounds in it all the time without any trouble. The lever is the large loop type, which adds some nice ergonomics and also makes a pleasing profile. Suggested retail is $1,124, but you should be able to find it closer to $1,000, maybe even just a hair below that, in stores. So for me, the allure of the Henry Big Boy carbine is the aesthetic of the gun itself and the legendary quality of the Henry brand. I spent most of my time doing short-range plinking with the gun, often shooting .38 Special ammo. This is, of course, a big advantage of the .357 chambering. But I did try my hand at a few shots from 100 yards from a tower. I get extra credit for the tower, right?
All right, just for fun, At least it sounded like fun when I thought of it in my head. It's turned out to be a little bit less than fun, but you know, I'm going through with it. So I am in an elevated tower, and I am going to attempt to shoot at a target 100 yards away with the Henry Big Boy 357 Magnum carbine. Huge disclaimer is that my eyes are not set up for this, so I'll go into that later. If anybody's interested, let me know. Otherwise, just let it be said that my contact lenses are not configured to allow me to do this very well. So, and I don't have a scope or anything, obviously. So I'm probably not even going to hit the target. If there was a broadside of a barn down there, maybe. But I'm going to try it anyway because, you know, the shooting is the fun part. Shooting MagTech 357 Magnum ammo, and I'm just going to try, I don't know, a few. But here's the weird thing, if you guys can still see me. So what I'm going to have to do is shoot with my left eye, which is typically my good eye for seeing my sights, right, with handguns. But because I'm right-handed with a long gun, backwards. I'm trying to use my right eye, and that doesn't work. I can't see anything with my right eye. So I'm going to try to shoot left-handed and use my left eye. And I'm going to take off these dark glasses so that I can see more better. And this ought to be interesting because I'm not a lefty. I don't play one on TV, and I didn't stay in a Holiday Inn Express. So I'm going to probably be real slow in my actions here so that I'm safe while feeling very awkward. Nobody's going to mistake me for the rifleman, that's for sure. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't think I was dedicated enough, there are about 100 wasps buzzing around me up here. And it's a hot day for late October. I know, I'm not even holding it properly. Actually, it feels better this way for me right now. All right, last shot. Now, I'm going to go do the 100-yard dash and see if I've got any hits at all on that target. This is not my, shooting 100 yards open sights is not my game. So I have very low expectations. All right, and the good news is I can get stung. Definitely puts them on paper, and in the hands of somebody who's better with a long gun, I'm sure it would put them on paper quite nicely.
My long distance shooting isn't anything to write home about, but with some practice, I think I probably could do pretty respectably with this gun at 100 yards. The carbine feels perfect in the hand with the shape of the stock and the lever fitting just right. At just under 8 pounds, it's a nice weight for taming the recoil with a 357 Magnum while still being light enough to hold without fatigue.
There's two different ways to load the Henry carbine. One is through the side gate, if it is a side gate model. And to do that, you simply make sure that the lever is all the way up and latched in place. Take your round, obviously, nose forward, push it in, nose first, and then slide it forward until it's all the way inside. Once you've done that, it's just a matter of operating the lever to chamber that round. The other method, and the way I usually do it, the way most people usually do it, is to use the tubular magazine on the carbine. Now to do that, you take this knurled end, this knurled little knob, and you have to unlatch it here. There's this little backward L shape, right? You have to rotate it counterclockwise until it clears that, and then you can pull this out. Pull the magazine out until you see that orange follower, and then bring that orange follower up just about to the end of that opening, and then feed your rounds in again, pointing forward, and let them drop. So you want to hold it at a slight angle because it works by gravity. And that's it. Once you have all 8 shots in there, you can feel the spring in the magazine. Bring that all the way down and relatch it in that little L. So then you want to rotate that back to its locked position. And now you have 8 rounds in the magazine. You're ready to chamber that first round and start shooting.
The big boy loads easy, whether you use the tube magazine or the side gate. And the ejection pattern is very consistent. And in most cases, I felt like I could put a bucket on the ground and collect all the brass. It's easy to work the lever action without ever taking your eyes off the target or losing your sight picture. Great for follow-up shots. The bottom line is, I really like it. It's sweet to look at, and it's great fun to shoot. Plus, it's a Henry. That means it's meant to be passed down through the generations and enjoyed for many years to come. If you like retro firearms and classic styling, I think this 357 Magnum Big Boy carbine is something you should look at. It makes me slow down at the range and enjoy each shot, and manually ejecting and chambering each one of those rounds. And it puts a smile on my face. And after all, isn't that what range time should be all about? You know, clicking the like button really helps this video in the algorithms on YouTube, and I could use that help, and I'd appreciate it if you would do that. If you have comments or questions, please throw them down below. I try to engage as much as I can. And if you don't already subscribe, all you got to do is hit that big subscribe button and turn on notifications, and then you'll know every time I release new content, which I'm trying to do on a very regular basis again. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.